Yo guys, what is going on? I'm here with a very special guest, my good buddy, Taste of Victory. Say hi to the folks at home.
Hey, what's up, YouTube? Thank you for having me, Donkey Dog. Always a pleasure to be on the channel with one of the greatest Digimon TCG tubers.
I don't know about that, bro. I would say that title goes to you or Alex as far as English goes. But anyways, guys, we're here with a kind of fun video. Me and Tasty and our friend Huang kind of impromptu did this on one of his streams, but I kind of wanted to make it into a video where we're going to be doing a Digimon TCG quiz. So Tasty, I kind of went through the basic rundown with you, but effectively what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you 10 questions and I'm going to score you out of like how many you got right. So maybe in case I do this with someone else, we can see how knowledgeable you are compared to whoever else. So what we're going to do is going to go through each of the 10 questions and you'll get 1 point for each based on how many you get right. And then first segment is going to be basically testing your knowledge on how well you know effects. Okay, so we good on that, Tasty? You ready for this?
Yeah, this sounds fun. I'm ready. I think I got this.
Let's go ahead and get into it. And for you guys at home, I am kind of have this set up in a way where you can play along a little bit. Just so it's a little bit more fun when you're watching by yourself. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into it. So the first segment I'm going to call Name That Digimon. So what I'm going to give you is I'm going to read you an effect, both a main effect as well as an inherited or a security, depending on what kind of card it is. And then you're going to try to tell me what like card that is. Okay, so maybe you say like it's BT1 Agumon or whatever. You need to specify like the set number or any other relevant information. All right, so
cool.
The first card is going to be the main effect is on play, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with blocker. No inherited effect.
Oh, that's easy. Skull Greymon from BT1.
He knew that with no hesitation. I knew you would get this one, bro, because we actually this came up in that progression video we made recently. I knew you would get this one because you've also been playing the game for quite a long time.
Yeah, it came up kind of recently, so it's like in there in your head. Yeah,
it's a classic card, but a lot of newer players won't know how strong this card was, bro.
Yeah, it's fallen off because like there's a lot easier ways to pop stuff now, but it used to be so crazy. Delete something and then get a huge level 5. Yeah.
All right, Tasty. So you are 1 for 1. Are you ready for the next question?
Yes, sir. I'm ready.
All right, let's get it. Okay, so the next effect is going to be that there is no main effect, vanilla if you like, but then the inherited effect is when attacking once per turn, if this Digimon has Blitz, trigger draw 1.
Oh, this Digimon has Blitz, trigger draw 1. I know this too. It's a Shoutmon line card, right?
Oh, I'll go ahead and tell you yes it is, but which specific card is it? I'm surprised you got that one.
Is it Blitz Greymon? No, Z Greymon, I think is what it's called. That little gold guy. Z Greymon in BT6 was the set it was introduced?
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Okay, so unfortunately, Tasty, you are on the right track. It is actually BT6 Shoutmon.
Oh,
it is the level 3 that has inherited. Zeke Greymon was a really good guess. I also think Zeke Greymon was BT5. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but that card has a different effect where it just has Blitz as a main, and its inherited lets you attack unsuspended if it has Blitz.
Okay, that's crazy how close I got. I got the Digimon line and the set, but the actual...
Yeah, you actually got the set was the one that surprised me. Like, usually Blitz, you're like, okay, well, I can narrow this down to like a red, right? But I didn't think you were specifically going to get like that evolution line. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty insane.
All right,
nice.
so
I'm proud of myself so far.
You are unfortunately 1 for 2, but we can go ahead and make that up with question number 3.
Okay.
All right, Tasty. So the main effect is going to be on play if you have 1 or fewer security cards. Trigger recovery +1. No inherited effect.
Oh, okay, so I know this is not MegaGargomon BT1 because it does have an inherited effect.
That is correct. That's a good observation.
Okay, so could you read the main effect again?
On play, if you have 1 or fewer security cards, trigger recovery +1.
On play, if you have how many or less?
1 or fewer.
1 or fewer. On play, if you have 1 or fewer.
So it is a little bit of a condition. It's not quite as free as MegaGargomon.
Yeah. Well, I am drawing a blank here. If you have 1 or less recovery +1, I don't know. I legit have no idea. I totally forgot this card.
Well, Well, that's not a surprise, Tasty, because it is actually a promo card. This is Promo Patamon, the potato himself.
Oh,
that rookie that you play in Lord Knight, the one that Alex
Yes.
was like super hyped about.
This is the counter to Kuwagomon or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
I remember
dude.
now. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, he's a 4 cost on play, but you would just shit him out with Lord Nightmon or something and get a free recovery.
I remember this dude. Yeah, that's funny.
Yep. Okay, so we
I
are.
forgot about him. He fell
Yeah.
off.
Dude, no, it's a weird because it was basically only relevant for like one format, 1 or 2
That
formats,
one
and
set.
then just
Yeah, it counts at green. Yeah.
exactly, yeah. So we are 1 for 3. You're not doing amazingly, but I still have faith that you can get some of the later ones.
Yeah, we got this comeback.
All right, we got the comeback, bro. Let's run it with question number 4.
All
All right, so this one actually does have 2 effects. The main effect is delete one of your opponent's unsuspended level 4 Digimon and one of your opponent's unsuspended level 5 Digimon, and the security effect is activate this card's main effect.
Okay, so it's an option card.
So you can gather that much. It is an option card.
Okay. Delete unsuspended. I want to say it's like a Megagargomon line card.
That's not terribly off. I'll give you that one. But keep in mind, for I guess an option card, since they are unique named, you will just have to tell me like the name of the card.
Yeah. Okay. Is it Heat Viper?
Oh, that is a good guess, Tasty. Is that your final answer?
It sounds like it's not right. Give me a second.
It's not right. I'll give you one more chance.
Okay. Delete.
That's really
4.
close though. That is a good guess.
Oh, what is this? It's on unsuspended level 4 and unsuspended level 5. It's a villain from the anime. It sounds like, because you said Malice Miotis wasn't that far off.
Mm-hmm.
So Heat Viper was another good guess. You said so.
Mm-hmm. You're on the right track here, dude. It's just I think this card didn't see as much play, so you might not know it.
Yeah, I have not played much purple traditionally either, so I'm not as familiar with the card pool. There's a lot of options. I won't remember. Heat Viper's my final guess. I don't know.
Well, Tasty, unfortunately, you are still 1 for 4. The correct answer is going to be Earthshaker. It is a purple option card from BT5.
Tactimon's option.
The Tactimon one.
Yeah.
So this card was hype in Plutomon for like the one format where that deck was like somewhat okay because it just clears 2 things. But yeah, you were so close because Heat Viper and then Malmayotsmon. I was like, oh dude, it's a villain card. You're absolutely right. It's Tactimon, but just a little bit off there.
Yeah, I do remember Earthshaker. No, I was never gonna guess that. That's crazy.
Heat Viper was really that was a good guess though. I forgot about that card. That might have been a good card to add to this.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like this thing pops 2 things. That's my best guess.
Heat Viper, as far as I know, I'm pretty sure it only pops level 4s or lower and doesn't choose like level 5.
Yeah, I think you're right. The level 5 was throwing me off. I'm like, what does that?
Right. Yeah. Okay, so this is going to be the last question of this first segment. Are you ready for this, Tasty?
I think I'm still ready. Yeah, I think I'm ready.
All right, let's get it. So this last effect, it is again going to have a main effect and a security effect. So the main effect is start of your turn. If you have a Digimon with a blocker in play, gain 1 memory. And the security effect is play this card without paying its memory cost.
It's a tie card.
Start of your turn. If you have a Digimon with blocker in play, gain 1 memory.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I know Kazu gains you draws or something like that for Cyborg, so it's not him.
Mm-hmm.
BT1 tie gives you DP, so it's not him. Is it starter deck tie? Black starter deck tie?
I don't know.
Not starter deck.
Being a black
BT12
tamer is
tie?
a pretty good like guess, right? Because it does have to do with blocker.
Okay. Blocker +1. It sounds like ties in right from the way you worded that. Who else is a black tamer in this game?
You remembered Kazu, which I guess you are a D Brigade stan.
I like D Brigade, so
yeah, that's not too surprising.
Yeah,
it's funny because I was actually gonna put Kazu instead of this, but I was like, no, Tasty's gonna get that for sure.
Nice, you do it, yeah. Okay, so it's a black card. It's clearly a tamer. Security effect just plays it. It's not tie. Who else is a tamer in black? What else is seen play in black? There is. I mean, there's only so many tamers in it. I'm racking my brain trying to remember.
This is a hard one, dude. I think this is honestly a hard one.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
this
So
card
it's not
like
Analog
never
Man
saw
either.
competitive play. Like at least
Oh,
Ties
okay.
or Kazu's. I'll tell you that much. This card like never saw play.
Never saw play, and it's a black card. Okay, so it's definitely not the ties because they're all been like okay. Is it Starter Deck Joe? Black Starter Deck Joe. That's the only other black team I can even think of. I'm gonna go with Starter Deck Joe.
Okay, so I will go ahead and give you this point because it is Joe, but it is BT3 Joe.
Oh,
It is the BT3 2-cost Black Tamer Joe, yes. I'll go ahead and give you that point because you did
Oh
mention
wait, was Joe never in a starter deck? Was he?
Not to my knowledge, Joe was never in a starter deck.
Oh, okay. So I'm thinking of the right card, but I gave the wrong.
You gave
set.
the wrong
Okay.
set number, but
That's
I mean,
crazy,
there's
though.
only one Black Joe, so I'll go ahead.
okay. So
I'll go
I
ahead
win
and
on technicality. Let's go.
Yeah.
That's
So-
kind of right.
So you're the starter deck tie was a good, like it has the same stats, right? It's still a 2 play cost, and it does have to deal with the blocker, but that one is. If you block with a dude, you can like suspend it to unsuspend the blocker.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
you know, you're on the right track.
I was on the right track.
Okay.
Yeah, but I was just like, there's not that many options for tamers in black.
No,
I know
there's
it's
really not. Like it's kind of
Yeah.
most tamers I feel like have seen some play, unless you're just talking about the really obscure like old ones, which this is one of those.
What set was this, Joe? BT3.
BT3, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Yes, sir. Okay, so that is going to be the first segment. Scoring 2 out of 5 is
Yikes.
is a little bit yikes. Not quite the passing grade there, Tasty. I will say I think the second portion is a little bit harder, and let's go ahead and explain what exactly that is going to be. So this one is going to be guess the effect. I explained this to you already, Tasty, but it's effectively the reverse of what we just did. Instead of reading you the effect and having you guess the card, I'm going to give you a card name, and then you're going to tell me what the effect is. And I mean, I'll give you a little bit of leeway. If you're generally pretty close, I'll go ahead and give you the point, but if you're not, then I'm not going to.
Okay. Cool.
So let's go ahead and run it with the first question of guess the effect. So my question to you, Tasty, is going to be, what does BT1 Cerberusmon do? What is that card's effect?
Oh, that's an easy one. When attacking, it's either when attacking or end of attacking. Discard 3 cards from your hand to unsuspend it.
Okay, Tasty. Is that your final answer?
Yeah, and it's blue.
It is blue. Any other specifications you would like to give me on that card?
Oh no, does it have an inheritable? I don't remember if it has an inheritable. I don't think it does. I don't think it has an inheritable. That's all I can remember from that card because I remember it being a meme.
Okay, I'll go ahead and give you that point because you were like pretty much there. The only other thing I would like to mention, it doesn't have an inheritable. You're right, it does not.
Cool.
It is a when attacking, you can unsuspend this card by trashing 3 cards in your hand. However, it is also a twice per turn effect.
Oh yeah, that's so weird. So very few cards have that clause.
I'm pretty sure it's the only card in the game with that clause. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure it's one of the, if not the only one.
That's so interesting. Cool.
So yeah, it is I like how you said that was easy because I'm like, well, this card is just so random, but it is a little bit of a meme card, like you said.
It's a bit of a meme. That's why I remember it.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Let's go.
So let's go ahead and
Technically
get
right.
to the
Let's
next
go.
one, and we'll see how well you can continue this. Maybe, who knows, you'll be doing better on this segment than the last
Yeah,
one.
maybe this is the comeback. Is where it starts.
It is a comeback. All right, let's still get it. Okay, so the second question is going to be, what does Final Zubagon Punch do?
Oh, that has a lot of parts to it.
It does have a lot of parts. So this is the one I will be a little bit more lenient on, but I would say you have to tell me all of the parts of what this card does.
Okay, it gives you plus 3,000 DP. Then if you have 16,000 DP or more, you gain security attack plus 1 blocker and reboot for the turn. Well, not for the turn.
And what is the security effect?
Is it just activate main? Oh man, I legit don't remember. I'm gonna go with activate. I don't think it's activate main, but I'm gonna go with activate main.
Okay, I'll go ahead and give you that point because you got the first part verbatim. That is exactly what it does. Give one of your Digimon plus 3,000, then if it's 16k or more, it gains blocker, reboot, and sec attack plus 1 until the end of your opponent's turn. The security effect is to add it to its owner's hand.
Ah, there we go. Yeah, activate main would be kind of awkward.
That would be awkward. I don't know how they would kind of deal with that, especially during your opponent's turn. But it just adds to hand so that you can use it
for
the next one.
I should have remembered that.
That was one. Yeah, that was one. I was like, okay. I mean, a lot of people know what this card generally does, but it has a lot of text, dude. Like, this is a long card.
For sure, by Digimon standards, it definitely does.
Exactly, dude. No, okay, so you're killing it. So we are 2 for 5 on this second one. Let's go ahead and check out the third question. This is going to be, I'm going to ask you, what does BT9 TK Izzy do? The Dual Tamer. What does that card do?
I know this card exists, but I have no idea. I think it's like start of main phase. What would it do? TK Izzy. It's yellow and green.
It is yellow and green. You are correct on that.
I know because people used to run security control.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so for that Grandel soul target.
Yeah. So start of main phase, I want to say. Gain 1 memory if it's not suspended Digimon, because I think that's what Izzy Mimi does. If your opponent has like less than 3 security or something like that, gain 1 memory. If you have less than 3, gain 1 memory. I'm pretty sure that's not it. That's probably like TK. What's her name? Kari. But I'm just gonna go with that. And then its main effect, I have no idea. It's probably something like tap this to minus 2,000 when one of your yellow Digimon attacks or something like that. Maybe minus 1,000.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and not give you that point. But you were on the right track. So the second part, you actually just read TK Kari, which is one of your yellow Digimon attack minus 2K. But you were kind of close. And like you said, you were mixing up with Tai Kari on the first one. So the start of main phase effect, you're right on that part. But it is, if you have a level 5 or higher Digimon in play, gain 1. If your opponent has a level 5 or higher in play, gain 1. And then you were kind of on the right track with the DP minus. The second part is when one of your Digimon digivolves into a yellow or green Digimon, you can suspend this tamer to have one of your opponent's Digimon get minus 1,000.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I was thinking too hard about like what are Yellow's traits? I should be thinking a little bit more.
So you're thinking like minus DP, and then you're thinking, okay, green suspending something, but it actually has very little to do with the green part.
Interesting. Okay, yeah.
Okay, so that one was a little bit of a harder one. Like you said, people ran in set control, but outside of that, didn't really see that much play.
All right, cool. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm. But let's go ahead and check out the second to last problem on this one. I will say this one I think is a little bit hard just because this card has multiple effects. So let's go ahead and get it with question number 4 on this one. I'm going to be asking you, what does BT6 Alphamon do?
Oh, man, I think it has a lot. It has a security effect.
He does have a security effect.
It's a secret rare. So it has a security effect. When revealed, if there's a Royal Knight Digimon in play on your side of the field, up to like 12 of your opponent's Digimon can't attack. No, it's up to 13 because it's based on the Royal Knights, I think. And then after that, it's like, man, it's something to do with memory gain. It's been a while since I played BT.
You're on the right track.
So it's like when attacking. Oh, no, it's not. I know this effect. I know this card. It's like on the tip of my tongue. I'm trying to remember it because it's like when attack. It's not bottom deck sources to gain memory because that's Oryukin.
That is Oryukin. And recall that this card was released in BT6, so a little bit before the power creep set in.
Yeah. Okay. So first effect is security. If there's a Royal Knight Digimon on your side of the field, up to 13 of your opponent's Digimon can't attack. And then after that, it's like you may pay up to 2 memory to have one of your Digimon gain like 3,000 DP or something like that. And then like at the end of the attack, gain 2 memory. That's my final answer. No inheritable.
Alright, Tasty. Well, you are pretty much correct. So
let's go!
So it does have those 3 effects, but just a little bit different than what you said. I'm going to go ahead and give it to you, because you will basically only messed up the second one.
Oh, cool.
Well, kind of the first one. So its security effect is at the end of the battle, add this card to your hand. Then if a Digimon with Royal Knight or X antibody in its type is in play, up to 12 of your opponent's Digimon can't attack players for the turn. So you were right the first time. It is 12.
Yeah.
It's based on the Royal Knight, but my theory is like he's the 13th, so it's like
he's
all
not
the other ones.
Himself, yeah.
Right, exactly. Yeah, so that was that first part. The when attacking is you may pay up to 5 memory, not 2. So you may pay up to 5, and if you do, this Digimon gets plus 1,000 for the turn for each memory paid. And then the end of attack is gain 2 memory.
Okay, I had a vague idea of it. There
You
go.
did, you did. You were just like tripped up a little. It was only the numbers, which is why I'm giving it, because it was literally only the numbers that messed you up a little bit. But you knew basically what the card did. Like I said, it does have 3 effects, so it's a lot to take in.
Yeah, because like when that thing saw play, I almost never saw people paying more than the 2.
You would never pay more than 2.
So mine is just like it's only 2 effects.
Exactly. No, that's pretty funny you say that, because yeah, you wouldn't ever pay more than 2. Like 13 was big enough, and you wanted to not neg off of paying memory, so it was like fine. Okay, so Tasty, this is going to be the last question. You are currently 5 for 9. If you go ahead and get this last question, you will have 6 out of 10, which is potentially passing depending on who you ask. But I will say, if you don't get this one, you need to quit YouTube right now, because this is one you should absolutely know.
Okay, dang.
So let's run it with the final question, Tasty. I'm going to be asking you, what does BT3 MegaGargomon do?
Oh, I thought you were going to say Terriermon. Okay, it's way overpriced, but it's like when Digivolving, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, and then it cannot suspend your opponent's next turn. For if your opponent has suspended Digimon, security attack +1.
Final answer?
Which MegaGargomon did you say?
BT3.
Yeah, that's BT3. Okay. Am I forgetting something, or am I off something? I'm pretty sure it gains security attack. I know it for a fact that it has security attack +1. I may be misremembering how it gains it. That's my final answer. That card doesn't have that many effects.
All right, Tasty. Well, good news is you are 100% correct. That is exactly what that card does. Thank God, because this is your literal mascot.
Yeah, it's my literal mascot. I used to cope that card. There's no way I don't.
Oh yeah, for sure. No, like you said, when Digivolving, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, doesn't unsuspend during the next unsuspend phase, and while your opponent has suspended Digimon in play, it gains Sec Attack +1. Exactly what you said. So you ended up with a total score of 6 out of 10. Congratulations, Tasty. We'll see how well this holds the test of time, and see if anyone else can beat the score.
Nice. Okay. Wow, that was a lot of fun. Okay, I did worse than I expected. I didn't think it was going to be this challenging. You had some hard choices on here. That was fun.
I tried to make it as hard as possible without just making it completely like, all right, you can't answer any of these.
Yeah, like what the fuck is BT6 Tuskmon or whatever?
Yeah, exactly, right. So I wanted to ask, throw in some like somewhat meta-relevant cards in there, and throw in some cards I know you would be familiar with, just to kind of add to that factor.
Yeah, okay. I think there was some good choices here for sure. That was awesome. I gotta brush up on my past metas now. Like, bro, I should know what BT6 Alphamon does.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you so much for being on, Tasty, and thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you want to check out Taste of Victory, I will, of course, have his stuff linked down in the description below. If you want the spicy Gargomon content, go over to his channel for that. But without further ado, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.